Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Kiran Murad, class number 4, and today my topic of presentation is the contrasting study between the British and American pronunciation. Every language has a lot of differences and variation in, like all languages. English is a language which has its own variation and variety of dialects. And the existence of variety of dialects in a language is very common thing, especially for English as an international language that is used by many people. So English is has its own language. English is a language which has its own grammar, books, and its own dictionaries, literature. There are two types of English. One is the British English, and another one is the American English. Both of the different. Both of English has its own differences. And different from each other, the way they are spoken, the way they are written. If those differences are not well understood, so the English learner will pronounce English incorrectly in many aspects. Now come to the history. So in British actually introduced the British actually introduced the a language to the American when they reached to this land by sea in 16th and 17th century, and that time the spelling were not standardized. So you had read about this old spelling in history of literature. So now come to the other differences. So there are many differences between two palm of Englishes, like spelling differences, vocabulary differences, grammar differences, punctuation differences, time telling differences, etc. We will read it one by one. So now come to the American now come to the spelling differences. So there are many words which are spelled differently in both palm of English. Look at these words which are spelled differently in both palm of English. Look at the spelling of color, which is different from in American and British English. And also look at the spelling of center, which is different from British English. Both words are different. So the way they are written are different from each other, so they pronounce these words also pronounce these words very also different. So now come to the vocabulary differences. So spelling differences. So vocabulary also different from in both palm of English. Look at the elevator and left, vacations and holidays. Now grammar differences. So aside from the spelling and vocabulary differences, there are certain grammar differences between the British English and American English. In American English, collective noun are considered singular. For example, the band is playing. Now look at the band is collective noun, but American consider it as a singular. So here they put the sound, the singular noun, singular. So verbs is they use singular. Now come to the British English. So British is considered as a plural noun. So band are playing. You can feel the differences between two form of English. Now come to the pronunciation differences, which is our main topic. So in American English and British English, noticeably different sounds. The most obvious difference is the way the letter R are pronounced. I will be focusing on the differences between the consonant R and Tha sound. Also, some very common words that are pronounced differently in both palm of English. In American English and British English, let's start with the letter R. When the letter R is in the initial position or middle position of a word, there is a huge differences between the British and American pronunciation. So look at the example here. The rain, drain, and spring. American pronounce it as a rain, and British pronounce it as a rain. American pronounce drain as a drain. Drain, and British pronounce it as drain. So these are the differences. Now whenever the letter R is in the middle position of a word, so whenever the ra sound is come in monosyllabic, means having one syllable comes in monosyllabic and after a vowel in British English. So the Britisher tend to drop the ra sound. They did not do not pronounce the ra sound. This is the important point. Listen again. So whenever the ra sound come in a monosyllabic or after a vowel in British English, so Britisher tend to drop it. If we take the example of water, so Britisher tend to drop it. If we take the example of water, Britisher Britisher tend to drop the ra sound. um, Look at this. Now in water, British do not pronounce the ra sound. They pronounce the water as water. They did not pronounce the water as water, because it is come after the ra sound. Look, it is come after the ra, the vowel. E is the vowel, and I had told already that whenever the um, whenever the ra sound is come after a vowel, so they tend to drop the ra sound. Here E is the vowel and R come after the vowel, so British pronounce it is a water, not water. Okay, now let's move on to the ta sound. It is pronounced as ta in standard British English. Whether it is at the beginning, middle, or ending of a word, whether it is stressed syllabus or unstressed syllabus, the British pronounce ta sound as it is table, attain, word, cut. Okay, now. Okay, one important thing which I want to share with you people is in American English, they tend to drop the ta sound in final position. Whenever the ta sound is come in the final position of any word, so they tend to drop it, like look at in what and cut sound. They tend to drop the ta sound. They do not pronounce the ta sound in what. They tend to drop it like what and cut. Okay, and sometime American change the ta sound whenever the ta sound is come in the middle position of a word. They sometimes change to the soft d. If we take the example of Saturday, so American pronounce it as a Saturday. They Saturday, so they change the ta sound to the soft d, because the ta sound is between the two vowels. So the American pronounce the Saturday as Saturday, and party as a party. Whenever the ta sound is between the R and Y sound, so they tend to drop or tend to change the ta sound to the D, soft D. So water, um, mm, party, um, Saturday. Okay. Sometimes the letter ta is dropped after n. Whenever the ta sound is come after the n sound, so the American tend to drop the ta sound. They pronounce interview as interview, internet as internet, and center as center. Okay. Now come to the diphthongs. Let's start with the sound. Sound. Okay, this is the sound American use and the sound used in British English is the schwa sound, and is in full sound. Okay, American for example, American pronounce no as a no, no, and British pronounce is no. Sound are produced in no. Now there is less jar drop for the first sound in British English. Okay, now come to the sound. Come to the sound. In American English, there are many words that have a letter O representing ah as in father vowel. Ah sound represent um, O representing O in American English, like in father. For example, hot, top, mom, honest. These are the words in American English, and in British English, these are the word which represent O as ah. Okay, ah. British in American it is O, and in British it is ah sound, which is different, which has different vowel sound. There are more lips rounding and less jaw drop in British English. For example, say hot. So American pronounce hot as hot, and the British pronounce hot as heart. Okay, so if we you could feel the differences. In British English, the lips are completely round in the pronunciation of hot. In American English, the corner of the lips is completely relaxed and the jaw drop bit more. For example, hot or iced coffee. So American pronounce it as a hot or iced coffee, and British pronounce as hot or iced coffee. Okay. Mm, Now let's talk about the I diphthong. So American English, when in American English, when the vowel is followed by nasal consonant, so they are no longer vowel. Whenever the I sound is followed by nasal sound like ma, na, ing sound, so they are not more longer pure vowel. There is an extra sound after a vowel. If you pronounce the ken, so American pronounce it is kian. There is an extra sound. Okay, sound extra. You can feel the extra sound in kian. American pronounce kian as a kian, in British I pronounce it cane. Okay. Now I want to share with you people some common words. So American pronounce British pronounce adult is adult, and American pronounce is adult. Garage, British pronounce garage is garage, and American pronounce as garage. In UK, United Kingdom, you will probably stress the first syllable of garage, while in US you will stress on the second word, like adult, buffet follow the same pattern. British pronounce as address and American pronounce as address. Route and route. Um, Advertisement, American pronounce as advertisement and British pronounce as advertisement. British pronounce either, and American either. British are neither, and American neither. Now some other words which are very useful for you people. If we take the example of water, so American pronunciation of water, the ta sound are more likely the da sound. As I told you before, they pronounce water as water, while the r sound in the British pronunciation is almost silent, or non-rhotic, as linguists said. So British pronounce as water. Could you feel the differences? Now let's try the word mobile, as in mobile phone. British English speaker usually pronounce the ending ile of mobile with the long I, while American pronounce run closer to the ol sound, so like in careful ol sound. So American pronunciation mobile is mobile, and British pronunciation is mobile. So this was all about my topic. If you have any question, you can ask. Thank you so much.